So, if you guys ever want to save your game, by the way, just like manually save your game, you can come back to your shelter here, and you just hop in it, and the game will save. The game already saves itself anytime you go to quit. And I believe that there is also auto saves. Don't quote me on that. I don't pay attention enough, but so anyways, for me it is a new day, but I have gone out and grabbed some more of these science things. As you can tell, I got quite a few of them. I also found a couple of wind turbines while I was out, and used my packagers on them, so. One other thing, I did find a place of interest way over there. You could see the like black beacon that I put down. This is another good reason to keep beacons on you whenever you go out traveling. But this black spot, which I didn't show you guys, is going to be where I set up my permanent base on this planet, my main base, the big one where I do basically everything in this game. Whenever I decide to move away from here, that's where I'm going to be going. I'm not going to show it to you guys. It's going to be a bit of a surprise. Well, yeah, you know. It's not like I'm not trying to get your hopes up. It's not like anything spectacular, but it is where I'm going to be setting up my main base one day. And you guys will get to see that. So, as you can tell, I literally like just got back and then I quit for the day. As you might be able to tell by my voice. But we got like a lot of good stuff on our trip out. We got another battery. We got 3 batteries while I was out, which is really good. I'm gonna just put down them here. I got, how many science is this? I got 1, 2, 3. I call it science. It's not science. It's research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 packets of research here. I got 2 of them off of some more backpacks I found too, which is kind of nice, I guess. But all of these like revolver barrel looking ones I got from those triangular prism things, and then these 2 I got from the backpacks. So yeah, you can tell I went out and got a lot. I just want to make sure that I have tons of research here. I mean, the main reason why we went out is so that I could research the dynamite recipe here. Which, ooh, we're already kind of close. Nice. So I'm also going to set up my wind turbines that I got here. Like that. I'll probably keep that one on. I also picked up a random malachite nugget here. I might as well smelt these. While I'm waiting to get enough bites here. Whoops. And boom. We now have dynamite. Which means I should be able to get my QTRTG, and I get to show you guys what that's all about. So this QTRTG, it fits in one slot, like that. Oops. And what it does is it permanently provides 1 U of power to anything that it's connected to. So it's just like the shelter here, but it fits on one spot, and you can even put it on your backpack. So that issue that I was kind of having before, where if I wasn't connected to a tether or something, I would slowly run out of power on my backpack because of the drill mod. The QTRTG will provide enough power to power the drill mod now. And I believe, even if I wanted to, I could... Where is it? Here it is. I could also attach the boost mod now, too. Because the boost mod combined with the drill mod takes a total of 1 U of power together to draw. So if I wanted to, I could add the boost mod. I'm not going to do that because I want my 2 soil canisters instead. And like I've gone over before, I don't think boost mod is really needed at all. So, so yeah, this QTRTG is pretty nice. You don't need to put it on your backpack. You can put it on wherever, but you get quite a few of these by doing the missions over time. So I want this one to be on my backpack. Okay, so now we go through and see what we have here again. So pretty soon here, I might want to try and do this arm thing. Maybe a shuttle is a better idea. Yeah. Trade platform. Let's see, what is our research looking like here? Okay. And I think... Where do shuttles get made? Is it the large printer? Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I want to make a shuttle and we could start going to another planet. Maybe. Maybe. I would only need to unlock a shuttle, I think, from here in order to do that. Because going to another planet is kind of the next thing. Getting Wolframite for this quest right here, so that we can unlock medium generators, is good. And getting some lithium probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But the early game planet traveling is a little bit limited. So you kind of want to be careful on what planets you're going to right off the bat here. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go and start work on going to another planet here, because that's kind of like the big thing of this game. Is you build up a starter base to go to other planets to get like the good resources. Because as I've stated, the Wolframite is good for like power generation. It's mainly used for like medium generators and stuff. Lithium is really good for batteries, and then iron is probably the most important resource in the game, which is like it's used for a lot of the big stuff. Like a lot of the recipes that take the large printer. Okay, so this is the best platform in the game, the extra large platform C, and it takes 2 iron. There's also... where is it? Is it only in this one? There's also a storage silo here somewhere. There's a storage silo somewhere. Here it is. Large storage silo B. It takes 3 steel, and to make steel you need iron. So if you like want the best platforms and the best storage things in the game, it takes iron. So yeah, iron is pretty important. Personally, I think it's really important. I mean, you could probably play without it, kinda. You do need the extra large platform at some point, but... So, I guess right now I'm waiting for research, right? I should probably maybe make another platform and make a large printer. Yeah, because you need a large printer to make the shuttles in the game, so let's... make another large platform. I need to go get more compound. This compound spot kind of went deep in the ground, didn't it? This is good here too, because I'll get some extra soil that I can put into the soil centrifuge as well. believe right now it is empty. I've been using my soil centrifuge a lot to get resin. I only need 3. I'm not gonna dig up more. Yes. This platform's gonna finish here. Slowly. And then I make a large printer. And I'm making this platform mostly because I want to free up these 2 slots on this platform. Because right now there's wind turbines taking those up. And now we can consolidate all of my wind turbines to one place. And, like, again, as I've said, I don't really need this many wind turbines. Whenever wind blows through, I'm getting 20 U's of power now. So, but, like, I don't need this many at this very moment. However, eventually, once I'm able to get a larger shredder, I'll be able to, maybe shred a couple of these. I just realized, where did my scrap go on this thing? There used to be some scrap on here, now it's gone. Alright, large printer. Boom, look at this chunker. You don't use the large printer for much. You can make another shelter, like this one, but that's kind of unnecessary. It's the only thing we can make. Wow. But I think we finally have enough for... There it is, small shuttle. It's the only one we can make now anyways. I believe it only takes 2 aluminum, which we have tons of. To get to a medium shuttle, aluminum alloy. We might be able to make that one right now too. But the large shuttle is the one that you want. This one requires you going to another planet though in order to make. So let's make this small shuttle here. And right now I'm just slapping all my printers on the same platform here. At some point it probably would be a good idea to separate all 3 of these onto different platforms, because the printers automatically draw resources from the platforms that they're on. So if you plan on making, like, let's say I need to make a ton of large platform Bs, it'd be good to have a large or a medium printer on its own, with extra slots where you could put a bunch of resin on so that it can, you know, auto draw the resin and you can constantly get it to make stuff. I also need to unlock the solid fuel thruster, which I think... Here it is. Super cheap. But this takes ammonium to make, so it's a good thing we have some literally like right here. It's a good idea to make as little of these as possible. You do not want to be making a ton of these. The hydrazine thrusters are the ones that you want. The solid fuel thruster, they can take you off of this planet to another planet and back, and then they're destroyed permanently. Whereas the hydrazine thruster, you can fill it with fuel, and it will be reusable as long as you can keep filling it with fuel. And to make hydrazine, which is the fuel that you need for this thruster, you need ammonium. So it's better not to be wasting your ammonium on temporary thrusters, and to instead be using as much as you can to make fuel for the hydrazine thruster. That's why I say, like, other than iron, ammonium's probably the most valuable resource. I mean, I think that ammonium's probably even more valuable than iron, but just because you use so much of it. So now we have our small shuttle, and now we need to make an oxygenator. Do we make it from... Oh, did I accidentally? I did. I was wondering what that sound was. Oxygenator. Right here. Aluminum and ceramic. I think we have some ceramic. Oh, look at that. Lucky us. And oxygenator. Yeah, this large printer takes 5 U's of power, which is more than double of the medium printer. So while it was finishing up the end there, we didn't have any wind and our batteries were empty, so it was taking a while to finish. But that's just how it goes. So let's go ahead and... Yeah, by the way, if you just click the ground... This game is multiplayer. So if you are playing with a friend and you're clicking the ground, they'll be able to see that. Sorry, just noticed this. Whenever I visit these like platforms and stuff... Oh cool, you can actually use this platform. I guess that's the... But whenever you visit wrecks like that, I like to take the debris off of it. That way I know that I've been there. I think I am going to steal this platform, even though it is debris. It's still usable. If it's not, like, destroyed, these platforms that you find, which you'll be able to tell if it's destroyed because, like, the legs on it will be broken and it'll be, like, dented and stuff. If you're able to pull the cable plug out of it, then you can use these platforms, like, you can hijack them and use them at your base. The downside is that, you can't lock them in place because they have this open the Astropedia thing instead. Apparently that's not locked in place either. So I can use this as like a temporary, I could even use it for a small printer. It's like almost perfect for that. Yeah. So let's open this up. And now I need to make a solid fuel thruster. Aluminum and ammonium. This will take my last aluminum that I have. And then we dig up some ammonium here. There's only one there, I guess. Now, the ammonium that you can find on the Silva planet that we're on, I keep getting it mixed up with Sylvia for whatever reason. It's Silva. But the ammonium you can find on this planet usually isn't too many. Like, their deposits are pretty small, relatively. You can get lucky and find a large one, but I don't expect to get many nuggets out of this deposit that we have right by our base here. I should be able to grab maybe 2, I think. Yeah, there's 2 right there. And look at that. We just barely had enough for 2 nuggets here. Oh, we might be able to draw a little bit more out. Go grab some oxygen. Oops, I fell down. And that's it. We barely didn't have enough to get 3, but that's fine. 2 is all we'll need, really. Because when we do this mission here, we will get an extra solid fuel thruster. So I'll be able to go from this planet to another planet and back, and then do that same thing one more time, and then still have 1 ammonium left over for another solid fuel thruster, maybe. I'll need to go get more aluminum for that if I choose to do that, though. I'm going to be taking a ton of these tethers with me when I go to the other planet because we will need it. So, let's see. I suppose I could sort these 2. I'm just trying to sort the inventory here a little bit. Because I can. I have a lot of extra tethers here. Good. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna fuck around with that anymore. So we have our solid fuel thruster, and just slap that on the bottom like so. And now we are ready for takeoff. Potentially. So we got another QTRTG out of that, which is really nice. This will be good if we want to set up another base on another planet. This will be good to give us temporary power on that planet. Not that I'm going to. We also get a field shelter. Let's see. Place a shelter on another planet. Place a landing pad. This is just for a buggy. I'm not going to do that then. Yeah, so I think we're going to be going to one planet to get wolfram. The reason why is because I want to unlock this medium generator. Because once I can get medium generators, I can show you how I set up my power. Yeah, how I set up most of my power. It's not fantastic power generation, but for the early game here, it'll be more reliable than just the few solar panels and the wind turbines that I have. So, I'm going to leave these here, I think. And I'm going to grab all the tethers. I don't even think I need to bring this QTRGG with me, so I'm going to leave that here as well. And I'm going to bring, oh boy, as many tethers as possible, maybe. Ooh, I should make sure to empty my soil too before I leave. And eventually we'll be able to get a container that'll store soil for us. So like once this is full, we'll be able to store extra soil in the container instead. Okay, so just double check everything here. We're still getting quite a bit of bites. How's our research going? Oh yeah, we'll be going for a little while here still. Excellent. I think the next big unlock I will go for is the large shuttle. I believe eventually, if you keep doing the missions, eventually the missions will unlock the large shuttle for you. But this is one of the cases where I think unlocking this early is better. The difference between the small, medium, and large shuttle is that the small shuttle has no storage on it at all. If you remove the oxygenator, you'll have 2 slots to put items on, technically. But this doesn't have any storage on it at all. The medium shuttle has, I believe, the medium shuttle has a 4 dock on it. It might only be 2 of these, like, 2 connected slots. And then the large shuttle has 2 of these 4 docks on it. So you have 8 total slots, and 2 of them are 4 connected slots on the large shuttle. So essentially the difference between them is how many storage slots you have. And obviously we will be wanting to carry lots of stuff between the planets, so getting a large shuttle as soon as possible is ideal. So, but for now, I'm just going to be worried. I'm just specifically worried about getting wolframite. So let's go to another planet. I rebound my keys. It'll tell you which buttons to press to do either of these. But these are bound to my mouse because these buttons are also tied to like how you rotate your platforms and stuff. But we want to launch to another planet, so we will do that. So if you saw briefly when I hovered over the ship, the thruster, it says it has enough fuel for 4 launches. Launching off of the platform into orbit is 1 launch. Launching from orbit to another planet is 2 launches. And so we have just enough power to go from our planet here to another planet and back, because that'll be 4 launches. It'll be from platform to orbit, 1, orbit to planet, 2, platform to orbit 3 and orbit to planet 4. So it's a little wonky, but that's just how it works. So when you're choosing which planet to go through for, right? As I've stated, we're looking for wolframite. So if we go to our resources here, in our Astropedia, our helpful Astropedia. I probably should have mentioned the Astropedia like at the very start of this series because it is a helpful tool. But if we look for wolframite here, this is alphabetical. Wolframite at the end here, found on Desolo in caves or Calidor in mountains. So we can either go to Desolo here or we can go to Calidor. Desolo is an easy planet, just like Silva is. Calidor is a medium planet. As I've stated previously, if you know how to deal with the hazards in this game, all the planets are basically the medium difficulty. But we're looking for specifically wolframite. I would go to maybe Calidor, but I think we'll just keep it simple and go to Desolo for now. And here we are. So, while we are hovering around in orbit here, we have to look for a place to land. It is important that you remember which spot you choose to land on. Because we didn't bring our field shelter with us, we will not have a marker that says, hey, we landed at this spot. So typically I will look for something that kind of stands out. So far that like triple blob stands out. So I think our landing spot will be that middle section of the triple blob. That way, every time I come back here, I will know for sure which spot I landed on, and I won't like accidentally leave or forget where I set up my base. Because like I said, you won't get markers here unless you put down like a field shelter or you bring a beacon with you. You can put a beacon down as well. And so yeah. So our tethers are now connected to our space shuttle here, which has an oxygenator, which is, I believe it's always on, right? Yeah. And you can pick up the space shuttle, so for now I'm going to just probably leave it there, honestly, because that's where it's going to be landing every time until we get a proper landing pad set up on Desolo. And, oh good, we do have compound right here, so we'll be good on tethers. So right now, all I want is to find wolframite and then leave. I want to get as many wolframite as possible. So it says it's found in the caves, so we will have to go underground. So let's see if we could find a hole in the ground here. If we don't find a hole in the ground, that's fine. We can dig one. That looks like maybe promising. There's a curiosity here. Jasper Rook. So occasionally when you're playing the game, you'll find these random bits of whatever. They're like collectibles. There is a storage option, I think, figurine platform that acts as a chessboard, and you can play chess in the game. But I'm going to leave that there for now because I'm playing solo. And so here you could see we have, when you scan the research samples on Desolo, you get way more bytes than you would if you did it on Silva. And that's kind of true. The more difficult the planet that you land on, the better the research samples are for collecting bytes. This is not the planet that I will be using to farm bytes on, but it is nice to note that we can get more bytes from the research samples here. Okay, so it looks like there's cave here, but we will have to make a platform down, which I'm kind of okay with, because I don't want to be digging up this resin. I just need to collect some soil here so I can make a platform down. Probably even this out a bit. Try to find a good angle like that. Yeah, we don't need resin because we're not planning on making a base on Desolo right now. maybe in the future. At some point, you do kinda, sorta want a base on all of the planets. Sort of. It is kinda part of the missions to do that, but right now I'm not too concerned with that. I just want to get this wolframite and go back, so that I can set up proper power at my main base. You can hear that every time that your soil canisters fill up, by the way, they make a little sound. They go book. So that's what that was. And if you see on your reticule here, the ring that's around it, you see how, like, you have a blue ring and some of it's grayed out? That is an indicator for your soil canisters. So as I dig here, the ring will slowly fill up with blue until it's full. That means that both of my canisters are full. And if you see the little white line there, that segments the circle. So the left half is totally full. That means that one of my soil canisters is full. And the right half isn't quite full yet. That means that one of my soil canisters isn't quite full. And if you have more soil canisters, your circle will segment more. So it's just like an indicator to know, like, when your soil canisters are full. So boom, there. Now you can see that our soil canisters are full. Our ring is fully blue here. Just like a nice little tech option. You don't really need to worry about that, just as long as you keep checking your soil canisters and knowing when to put them down, you'll be good. Okay, so this is kind of a little bit lucky for us, I suppose. We got wolframite basically immediately, which is kind of nice. Means I won't have to look for much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run back to the surface here. Well, maybe I should put down... I'm going to just put down some tethers around here just so that I have them. And then I'm going to go back to the surface and I'm going to put down my tethers on the ground. That does run the risk of having them be, like, fall through the ground, but I'm not too concerned. Yes, tethers are a premium, but you know, we can always make more. We have compound right here, so it's fine. I'm just going to put these down here. And that way, next time I come back, maybe I'll need tethers for something. I will have them. Now I have 8 slots to carry Wolfram back to the main base. And we're going to be using all 8 of the Wolfram to make medium generators, because I will need them for other planets as well. So let's dig up 8 nuggets of wolframite here. And we need this for the mission too. Wants us to collect wolframite and make tungsten. It's kind of lucky that we had, like, not only did we get wolframite right away, but we got like a really big patch of it. I think this is 2 patches side by side. We got pretty fortunate. If you're playing on your own, you're trying to, like, follow along, you probably might end up having to search a little longer than I have in the caves, but typically you won't have to look too long. You might get a little bit unfortunate, but as long as you have tons of tethers, and as long as you have a source of compound like I do, there's some more over here. Compound is typically everywhere. As long as you bring enough tethers with you when you first come to this planet, you should be fine to find all the wolframite that you need. If you're trying to follow me as I play. So yeah, you can tell we also have prisms on these planets too. This one takes power. This one takes sphalerite, which is zinc. And I believe sphalerite does spawn on this planet. It's not in the caves, it's on the surface. So, you know, you can get more research there. Not that at this point going for these is kind of a waste of time, because pretty soon I'll be able to set up like automatic and free research generation. So yeah, we're ready to go back now. We have all 8 of our wolframite. filled up our backpack. If I had more space on my backpack, I would bring more, but that's fine. And you can see here, we only launched from Silva to this planet, and it says our fuel's already at 50%. So when we go back to Silva, this thing's gonna break and we won't be able to use it anymore. And boom, Silva. You can, I think that, was that the thing breaking? Maybe it wasn't. So now we just have to find our base. Our base will be pinged. It has the little house icon, so you can just go back. We have a shelter here, so. And we're back. Wow, I think we do have to smelt it. Which is good, because I do need to smelt all of this anyway. Yeah, nice quick trip. And you can see our thruster is now broken. So if we want to go to another planet again, we will have to get another thruster. Which we will get one for free from this. Right? Or did we... Wait a minute. Hold on, give me a second. Schematics. Oh, they should be here, right? Yes. Little stoopy. There, solid fuel thruster. So... we completed our tungsten here. We now have medium generator and floodlight. Floodlight is nothing. We really just wanted the medium generator from that. So if we look at, I believe it's here, medium generator. 1 aluminum, 1 tungsten. So I'll have to go mining for more aluminum, which I will do in a little bit. I'll get enough aluminum to make 8 generators. And I guess I will work on setting up the automatic power I was talking about. And in order to do that, we are basically going to have to be doing arm yourself here. So if we go to our backpack, and I think it's here, auto arm. 1 aluminum, 1 graphite. So we're going to need to get tons of aluminum here. And while we're here, there's one other thing we're going to need. We're going to need this tapper here. I mentioned before that you can create infinite organic for free. This is what does it, the tapper item. So we should unlock that. We're going to need lots and lots of aluminum, which is fine. Print an auto arm and store a resource auto arm. So I guess I'm going to go mining for some aluminum, and I will do that off screen just to save you guys having to watch me do that. But when I get back, I will have enough aluminum to make some medium generators, the tapper, and also the auto arm. Ugh. Today, my choice of drink instead of water is Allen's Fruit Punch. Delicious. Alright, and now we're back. I have gotten my aluminum. This is not enough, but it'll do for now. We are going to smelt all of it, of course. And I'll make a little bit of room for it as well. So, first thing is we are going to need to make a tapper, which will be somewhere here. Small printer, there it is, tapper. Our power's out. What the hecky? Where's my wind? Okay, so we got a tapper. Next thing we will need is we will need 1 auto arm, I think. auto arms are made from here. Aluminum and graphite, okay. We do just so happen to have that. One auto arm, this will complete a mission. We will need our medium generators. We will need 2 of them. I also remembered to drop my fuel off before my soil off before I left. So I'm gonna need a smelting furnace. Luckily I have 1 compound on me. So auto arm, tapper, smelting furnace. We're gonna need a platform. I guess I'm gonna bum this one. Oh, I see. Where's wind? Where's my wind? I need power. Also, some sun would probably help. Okay, I will need a medium platform. You can print one, of course, as well, but this is fine. Let's see, where do I want it? Maybe here. Yeah, something like that, I guess. You will want to put your auto arm on the medium platform, so I'm going to do that. Like that. Wait for this to slowly fucking print now that our smelter's done. We're also going to need a large platform B and 2 medium generators, aluminum and tungsten. Actually, I'm going to use my stored tungsten. So that'll make 2 of them because I put enough resources for it to make 2 of them, and then I repeated it, so it'll automatically go. Okay, we have our smelter. We now need a large platform B. My soil is full again, so I'm actually going to queue up some more resin here. That way I can dump my soil again. This is really going to suck my power up, but that's fine. Actually, it's not really. Actually, it kind of is. Oh, that's what's going on. That will probably help. There. You have another slot here, but this kind of platform's in the way. We have a slot here too. Wow. You can't, unfortunately, I don't think you can move this landing pad. I don't think you can move the shelter either. I don't think, like, even if you put a packager on it, I don't think it packages them up. I think these are permanent. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, we have our generators done over here. Okay. Let's unpack this. You want to put your smelter on the large platform B. You want to put your 2 generators on the side here. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter what direction they're facing. And then you want to connect this. How come I can't pick it up? They get stuck in the ground somehow? It did get stuck in the ground. Wow. Awesome. This game is buggy still, which is... I do kind of want a little bit of space. So I will give myself a little bit of space. I mean, it doesn't matter which direction these are facing. I might as well do this. Like sure, these are all turned on. Okay, and then you want to place your arm in such a way that this blue circle is on the smelter. Like, you want it to be facing the smelter. The blue circle on the smelter. Because I'm pretty sure the auto arm grabs from the green and places it on the blue. So we lock that, connect to power. And now the last thing we need to do is we need to grab our Histbane here. That we grabbed so long ago. I will plant more. Not that I really need to be planting more, but... So we grab our Histbane scene and make sure to put it in the green area here. And now we wait for that to grow. The last thing will be putting down this tapper. And so what will happen is that the tapper attached to the Histbane will slowly generate organic. Some plants generate organic faster than others. The Histbane, I believe, is the fastest we will get off of Silva, I believe. We will have access to better plants eventually, but this is the best we have for now. And it'll slowly generate organic, and then once the tapper creates the organic, the arm will grab the organic from the tapper and put it in the furnace. The furnace will smelt the organic, like so. It will smelt it and turn it into carbon. And once the carbon is made, the carbon will automatically attach to the generators, and the generators will burn them for power. The generators will constantly be running, so even if you're not using any power, the generators will still be running, which is, you know, it's fine. But the whole idea behind this is that you generate more, like, a lot more power out of your generators than it takes for your auto arm and your smelter to create the fuel for them. Okay, that's done growing, so let's put our tapper on. Yeah, and it'll slowly make organic. This setup is way better when we have the best plant for creating organic, which we don't have access to right now, but we will soon. But yeah, so it's very simple. And now we have a proper power source. We don't have to rely on the sun or the wind anymore. This will just constantly be going. And basically every planet from now on that we go to will have at least one of these set up. Some planets I will probably put 2 of these setups down on, because on those planets in particular, wind and solar is basically non-existent. But yeah, that's the good stuff. And as soon as the auto arm moves an organic here, we will complete that one mission. This one here. This large extended platform is basically useless. So now let's see. Gather sphalerite, gather malachite, an exocrate. We could probably do this one right now. Chemistry lab. Maybe we can get started on this chemistry lab one, now that we have proper power. Stuffed storage. When did we get that tracked? Okay, let's do this chemistry lab one. So we are going to need another large platform bee. The constant need of large platform bees. It's never ending, I tell you. Go ahead and make one of those bad boys. So yeah, unfortunately, I could put down another Histbane over here and another tapper, and that'll like double the output. I actually might do that. Plant that bad boy, because then we will get more. Oh crap! Then we will get like double the organic output, which is fine. I mean, once you get the best plant for generating organic, you only need one of them, really. But because the Hisbane is so slow, we might as well grab another one. I am going to need to go get more aluminum at some point, because the idea is that we're going to get a large shuttle, and we're going to replicate this setup on the other planets. I mean, it's kind of worthless, but it is a platform, so we might as well. Just in case we need it. Extra storage. So once that's done, I'll put down the other tapper. And then, yes, I'm trying to make chemistry lab. So let's see, is it to here? Chemistry lab. Chemistry lab is pretty important. Ooh, we'll need to go get quartz now. But we have tungsten, so that's the other thing it's useful for. I'm running out of space here. I kind of need to move my my tractor here. Yeah, there's no real rhyme or reason for my base setup right now. I'm just kind of throwing stuff wherever it'll fit. Once I start work on like a main base, I can sort stuff to be a lot more nice. So for this chemistry lab that I just unlocked, I need ceramic, which we just so happen to still have one more. We need tungsten, which we just went to De Solo for. And we're going to need glass. Luckily, this planet does have glass, but we haven't run into it yet. So, let me put down the second tapper before I leave. Turn it on. Okay. You find quartz the same way that you find sphalerite and laterite on this planet. You just have to go into the caves, and eventually you'll find it. And quartz is also a pretty important resource. I believe it's also on every planet. We can check to make sure that is correct. Found on all planets and caves. And glass is like also kind of a premium for certain storage devices. So you're going to be using a lot of quartz throughout the game. And then quartz itself is also used for a lot of things as well. So because we haven't found quartz yet, I will take you with me on this mining trip. I didn't bring any tethers with me, but luckily our cave has a lot of compound in it. So we can just kind of bum some compound from down here. I will grab maybe 3 nuggets of compound for now. And let's just head over to the end of our chain here, because I know I left a couple of tethers down there from the last time I was down here. The QTRTG means that we don't need to sap power from our base to charge our backpack. It still does, but like if we detached from here and we printed something, the QTRTG can restore our power. So nice. So let's head over here and grab the extra tethers that I left behind. And keep looking around the cave, I suppose. We could also maybe go a little deeper. I think I'm going to try that maybe. Do I have, I do have soil. Again. You can tell, like, eventually if you go deep enough, you'll leave the caves biome, but as long as you pay attention to the region that pops up, you can tell when you leave the cave biome. It'll be a while until we, like, leave the cave biome from digging too deep into the planet, but We're just going like one layer deeper right now. Just because I wanted to. Just because I might as well. For no reason in particular. Plus, the second layer down, the ground is a lot more even. It's more choppy, so you'll have to, like, dig around more, but that's fine. We have more sphalerite down here. There is a mission for it, although I don't think completing the mission matters. Although I do need zinc. Although I came down here for quartz. Yeah. Well, let's go the other way. I'll need to get a bunch of zinc at some point too. Basically, the next time that I use the shuttle, I'm gonna need to grab a bunch of zinc and take it with me. Because the next time I leave, I'm gonna set up my infinite free research generation. Wow, there's a lot of laterite down here. Is that more zinc over there? More zinc here? That's good, that's good. But we are looking for quartz. The quartz can be a little bit rare. Once you find one source of it, though, typically it has a lot in it, so... And like right away here, we won't need too much. We're literally just looking for one nugget of quartz for the glass for the chemistry lab. But I wouldn't mind having like a full backpack to make glass out of, because pretty soon here we'll be able to create like better storage for specific items. Oh, there's another generator down here. That platform looks like it's not broken either. Interesting. Oh, quartz, where are you? Sometimes this happens. So, I mean, to be fair, I have been getting a little bit lucky on my ore generation. Like, basically, the moment I went down into the caves onto solo, I got wolfram right away. So I can't be too unhappy, but sometimes when you go to look for a resource, it's just nowhere to be found, and you have to be looking for a while. As long as you keep a tether line so that you don't get lost, you'll be okay. Although I will have to probably go back at some point now to get more compound. That's kind of stinky. Should have grabbed more. Oh, there's quartz right there, finally. Very hard to miss. It's very like, oh, that is definitely quartz over there. We have 2 tethers remaining. I'm gonna leave them here. It kind of sucks that this quartz is so far away, because it means that if I want to get more at some point, which I definitely will, I'll have to travel way down here. But that's okay. I did go down a level. I believe quartz does spawn a level up as well, so you don't have to... oh, this might be a small patch. That kind of stinks. Oh man, I travel all this way and this resource patch is so tiny. No. Ugh. Oh man. That is so unfortunate, man. Oh well, that's just how it goes sometimes. So I only got 6 nuggets worth? Dang. Yeah, maybe I'll leave that there for now anyway. I will grab some zinc on my way out, I suppose. Oh, there's some quartz up there. That's kind of shitty, though. I'm not going to dig that up. I'm going to just grab 2 nuggets of zinc and get out of here. Actually, maybe not, because I'll need 3 for the mission. I won't want to leave that hanging. I will grab some aluminum on my way out, though. I need lots of aluminum, so... It's really annoying how easy it is for these tethers to pop out of the ground like that. Like, I wasn't even digging underneath the tether, and it still popped out of the ground. Like, when you purposely plant a tether like this, it should stick in the ground unless specifically the ground immediately beneath it gets dug up. That's how it should work, in my opinion. So let's grab 2 things of laterite here, because I'm going to need it for more aluminum. Perfect. Now the generator setup that I did do at the main base, you don't necessarily have to do generators on Silva. You can also use where is it? You can also use medium solar panels as well. They are a little bit more consistent than the wind turbines, but you would probably want to use both anyway, just so that at nighttime you still have power. Medium solar is perfectly fine as well. The medium generators will create more power for you, and the thing that I like about them is that they will always be working all the time, and you do not need batteries for them. Whereas for medium solar and medium wind turbines, it's a good idea to have batteries, but the little baby batteries, which are... Oh man, where are they? Here, I think. The little baby batteries are kind of bad. They don't last very long. And you want... Ideally, you want enough battery to store... to be able to power your base throughout the night while your solar panels are off. But in order to get medium batteries, you need lithium, which we need to go to another planet for, which we will at some point. We will want to get lithium, and we will want to make larger batteries at some point. But right now, it's probably best to just have these furnace setups that I have. It's just, I just find that it's a little bit more consistent, and it's kind of fun, you know? You never used to be able to create infinite organic using tappers. Tappers are actually kind of a relatively recent addition. I mean, it's been out for years at this point, but compared to the history of the game, it's a relatively recent addition to the game. And also, you need carbon for different recipes in the game as well. So, by having this setup, I could also just put down another arm in front of the furnace and put down a carbon filter on it and make it so that it only grabs the carbon that is created from the furnace. And I'm already creating carbon, so, you know, it's just there whenever I need it. And I could just create an arm to pull the carbon off and store it somewhere else, and then boom. I have all the carbon I could ever need. So now let's get back to smelting here. I am going to have to make space again, which is fine. That's what these platforms are for. That's why I made them. As we'll take the copper off too. Yeah, now we wait for our glass. So we need, what do we need for the ceramic, tungsten, and glass? Let's grab our last piece of ceramic here. I think at some point I am going to need more ceramic. I do think you need it for the large shuttle, but I showed you before where you could find ceramic. So we could just hop on our tractor and go look for some. Tungsten and the glass. Chemistry lab. So this will be important because I'm trying to go for... Well, there's a few things I'm going for, but the big thing is this medium resource canister. This takes plastic, and if you look at your Astropedia and look at resources, nowhere on here will you see plastic. It isn't until you get to the composite resource that you'll see, oh, here's plastic here, ingredients, carbon, and compound. That's what the chemistry lab is for. What it does is it basically combines two resources into one. And sometimes you need like a gas as a catalyst for the chemistry lab. I'll show you once we get into it. But I'm using it to get, not only do I need it for this medium resource canister, but also I need it to create hydrazine for the hydrazine thruster. And I want to get a hydrazine thruster as soon as possible because I do not want to be wasting my ammonium on solid fuel thrusters. Speaking of ammonium, I think this is one case where I am going to make another ammonium using the soil centrifuge. Put these back on. Make another one that way, because in order to make hydrazine, it takes 2 ammonium, which is a lot, but... What did I disconnect this time? Oh, I might have just unlocked. There. Okay, however, in order to make hydrazine, we need hydrogen, so we need also an atmospheric condenser, which is this thing, which needs plastic and iron. So we actually won't be able to make hydrazine yet. I will need to use this extra solid fuel thruster that we got for another planet trip. But the big thing is plastic, carbon and compound. Let's see, what does our mission say? Create rubber or plastic, okay. Well, we just so happen to have a carbon here. Let's go ahead and smelt the rest of this extra organic that we have. And a compound. And that'll create plastic, and in order to make this medium resource canister, it takes plastic and glass, which we have smelted, so... That's what most of your glass is going to be used on, is this medium resource canister. So let's see, we just completed this. We got some bites out of it, okay. So we unlocked from thin air. So the next thing is the atmospheric condenser, produce a full gas resource. So we will have to go to the planet that has iron on it pretty soon. Print and fill a medium resource canister. So I think I'm going to... maybe not right now, actually. Okay, let's go get some tethers, and then go to this planet, because right now I think our bottleneck is iron. We want to get our large shuttle as soon as possible, and we want to get our hydrazine thruster as soon as possible as well. And in order to do that, we need to get the atmospheric condenser so that we can start getting some gases that we could use as the catalyst for the chemistry lab. So let me grab... How many tethers do you think we'll need? Probably not many, because this planet I'm going to has iron like everywhere. But I am probably going to need some for digging down here. This is a deep pit of compound, I'll tell you that much, Jesus. Let's see, how many do you think we need? Maybe 4? It's probably a good idea to grab a bunch, though, actually, because then we'll just have it there on that planet whenever we need it. Compound everywhere, look at it. So many. So, 1, 2, 3. We have another one in our extra slot. Let's grab just one more, I think. Alright. And now we get to go to another planet. Ooh, exciting. Not really. Once you have a shuttle set up, you can go literally wherever you want as long as you have the ammonium to keep making thrusters. But for efficiency's sake, we're trying to rush for hydrazine thruster. I do recommend rushing for it too, as I've stated a few times now. It's just not worth it to keep using the solid fuel thrusters. You make one for the mission and you get one for free for completing the mission, so, and that's all you should need as long as you're smart with how you use them. Okay, so now we are looking for, specifically, it's called hematite. So we've been to DeSolo. DeSolo doesn't have, it says notable resources. Wolframite, sphalerite doesn't have any. Doesn't have what we're looking for. Notable resources on Atrox, none. Notable resources on Visania, we have lithium and titanite. Well, that's kind of good for lithium at some point. Notable resources on Novus, hematite and lithium. Okay, so hematite is what we're looking for. However, personally, I do not want to go to Novus. The reason being is because if we look here, hematite, on Novus it's found in caves. But there's a planet where hematite is found right on the surface, which is nice because I won't have to do any digging for it. And that's Glacio. And Glacio is personally my favorite planet, just because there's so much iron everywhere. But it's the ice planet. So as we've gone through before, I need to look for like a landing spot that kind of sticks out that I'll be able to remember. There's one here, maybe. Okay, there's these like two that are side by side here. That might be good enough, I think. And it's also right by one of these. You can see these purple monument things that we have visited before. So I think I will choose this left one of these two that are relatively side by side. That kind of sticks out enough for me. There's another reason why I really like Glacio, because if you come to the surface here, it is lots of flat space. It is kind of elevated, but there's no like round peaks and stuff. It's very flat. It's perfect for base building and stuff. So here on Glacio, it is a little bit more dangerous than we've been to before. And the only reason for that is for these plants here. We have iron literally immediately at our landing spot, by the way, which is incredible. I might not even make any tethers, to be honest. So these plants here, they're called, what are they called? They're called boom something. Boomaloons? And if you get close to them, you can see they start producing a bunch of gas, kind of like the hispanes do. But again, you could just dig it up from a distance before they start doing that. I am gonna maybe plant a couple of these mutant ones. I won't be able to take them back because I do want a full backpack of iron. But as you can see, the mutant ones, they're blue. They stop being dangerous. Plant that one over there because I think I'm going to accidentally dig up this one. So let's go ahead and dump all of our compound on the ground here. Because again, I want a full backpack of hematite. And luckily for us, Glacio, like, the hematite that's on the surface, basically every patch that you come across, very seldomly will you have a tiny patch. They're always usually very rich in resources. You can see we're already like a full backpack, and we barely dug out much. So that's good. We could leave right away. However, actually, now that I think about it, let's just quickly take a look before we get ahead of ourselves here. Or is it that one? No, this one. Titanium alloy, okay. So it's good that we checked. I will not fill up my backpack on hematite. Luckily, we came to Glacio. If we look at our Astropedia here. Oops. Resources. Titanite. It is also found on Glacio in the caves. So luckily we came to this planet. This is another reason why I really like this planet, is because it also has titanium, which is a very important resource. But we will have to go digging after all, which is fine. Which is fine. We brought a bunch of compound with us, so dang it. I hate it when I accidentally hit buttons, and it's so annoying to get rid of. So I think I'm just literally gonna dig down a hole right here. Glacio very seldomly has like natural caves. Oh, there's more iron literally right here. I don't think I like that though. But yeah, Glacio very seldomly has natural caves that you can use. So you'll basically almost always have to dig your own tunnel down to the cave system. But that's fine, we can do that. I know I need lots of iron, but I'm wondering how much titanium I need to bring back with me. I know titanium alloy, I think, only takes 1 titanium for it. But really what I'm after is as long as we have what we need to make the hydrazine thruster. 1 exochip, 1 steel. So I only need 1 iron for that. Technically. I only need 1 titanium for titanium. Actually, I can look up what it takes to. Astropedia, baby. Titanium alloy takes nitrogen, titanium, and graphene. Nitrogen is found on Sylvia. Okay, so good. If we look at our atmospheric condenser, it takes 1 iron. So we need at least 2 iron and 1 titanium. Perfect. Astropedia coming through, baby. Who needs the fucking wiki? I'm really glad that they have the Astropedia in the game. Honestly, it is such a nice thing to have. And now I'm gonna make my thing go this way. Because I hit a wall over here. And I want it to go down a little faster than that, so let's try and find a good angle here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright, now we just need to find titanium. And usually it's not too bad to find titanium as well. Oh, I need to make more tethers. There's a boomaloon right there. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot one thing that I was supposed to bring with me as well to this planet. That's okay. That's okay. We can come back later. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on this planet eventually anyway, so it's fine. Let's go this way, I think. So these pop coral are more dangerous now on this planet. I do believe if I uproot it while I'm standing right here, these two, I will die. So I have to be a little bit careful. It's not that big of a deal. So you can see that these research samples on Glacio, they give anywhere from like 350 to 400 bytes. It is incredible, and I believe that is the best in the game. So if you want research, come to Glacio, go cave diving, and pick up all those research samples, because that is the way to do it. They're even better than the research packs that you get on Sylvia. You remember those that are like 250-ish research bytes? These are even better than those, which is insane. So Luckily, we found our titanium right away here, so let's go ahead. How much do we want? I think I am going to drop this. We have one tether, okay. I am going to drop the rest of my compound down on the surface, though. So we for sure need 1 titanium. I think I'm going to dig up maybe 3 and bring back 5 iron. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Oh, I just realized something, though. I just realized something important. Steel. Crap. Okay, so to make steel... Dang it. That sucks. I will have to make another solid fuel thruster then, because I didn't plan for this. Well, to be fair, I need... Ooh, yeah, I might have needed to make one in the end anyway, because I spent that time getting wolfram. Ugh, so annoying. To make steel, you need iron, carbon, and argon. And unfortunately, the only place to get argon is on Glacio, which means I need to have brought a atmospheric condenser and a power setup to Glacio, which is annoying. But I don't have space on my small shuttle anyway to bring that stuff. So I probably would have need to have come back here at some point anyways. Luckily, I am still going to get... I won't need to worry about the resource I need for the large shuttle. It's just the steel that I need for hydrazine thrusters. That's the problem. That is quite annoying. But that just means I'm wasting a little bit of ammonium, which it's not that big of a deal that that happens, but it does still stink. So let's just go down here. I am still going to bring back 2 titanium and 5 iron. Dang, I just realized it. It's going back up too. That's okay. You need to get used to going back and forth between planets a ton anyways. It's a very, like, that's kind of like the big draw of this game. Is constantly flying to other planets and stuff, so that's totally fine. Another thing about Glacio I should mention, if you do not have a drill mod 1, you will not be able to dig up the titanium here, because the ground is just a little bit too tough for that. But luckily, you know, we do have our drill mod 1. You could tell, it's like, our drill mod 1 is barely penetrating the ground here, so if we wanted to dig up the ground faster, we will need to upgrade to probably a drill mod 3, honestly, which requires a diamond. In order to make a diamond, we might be able to make that already anyway. It takes 2 graphene. Okay, we won't be able to, because graphene needs hydrazine. But once we go back to the base, we will be able to make a diamond to make the drill mod 3. Drill mod 3 takes more power to operate, but I believe with 1 QTRTG you still have enough power to power the drill mod 3. But I'll mention that once we get to that. Okay. So these boomaloon things, harmless flora, these are better than Hisbane at producing power, so I might as well grab one of them and bring them back. There is a better plant than these boomalooms. There's an even better plant than these ones. They're not the best, but they are fairly good at generating organic for us, so. Ooh, should probably remember to bring back the iron. That would be tragic if I left that. And now we go back to Silva. So there is probably going to be, at some point, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling back and forth between planets. And when that happens, I'll probably start, like, making more cuts in the videos. It's just recently I've been having a lot of things to do that's interesting, so... But at some point I'm going to start cutting out, like, all of this planet travel stuff, just to save, you know, a couple minutes in the video here and there. So what we could do now, let's grab that, harvest this, plant some more. I am going to need Hisbane seeds for something later. Leave that there. Because this nugget is still in this green circle, the auto arm will grab it off the ground eventually. Okay, now let's make some space and start smelting our goodies. This should be good, I think. So it's a good thing I am kind of making some ammonium here, because I am going to need to make another thruster. Honestly, I might make two, because there is another planet that I kind of want to go to as well. It's probably not smart to do that, though. Where is it? Solid fuel thruster, aluminum. Yeah, I do. You might actually require, because I'm trying to think. You can't make. You can't make your chemistry lab without wolframite, right? So you might be required to make 3 thrusters. I should tear apart this, though. I'm not going to be using it anymore. We can eventually turn this into scrap using a shredder, but we'll need to blow it up with dynamite first. But yeah, you might actually be required to have 3 of these solid fuel thrusters. Because you need the chemistry lab in order to make hydrazine, right? And to make the chemistry lab, you need to get wolframite. So you have to at least go to a planet with wolframite. And then you need to go to a planet with iron, and you need to go to a planet with titanium. Because in order to set up the atmospheric condenser on Glacia, which what we need for argon, you need storage slots. Because the atmospheric condenser, you can't put it on your backpack when you make it. So well, I guess if you didn't bring an oxygenator, you might be able to. Okay. Sorry, I just got into a little bit of a thinking pattern. Okay, so I should probably unlock this. I need ceramic, I need exochips, and I need titanium alloy. And for the titanium alloy, I need nitrogen and graphene. Okay, so I am going to need to get ammonium too. Which means I need to make the atmospheric condenser. So let's unlock that first. If I stop clicking the ground. I pressed F on accident. Plastic, glass, and iron. So I need to make another plastic, which takes a carbon. And I don't have any compound, although I still have this hole down here. So yeah, right now we're going to be doing probably a lot of grinding just to get the resources I need to make this large shuttle. Which means I'm going to be hopping on my tractor at some point so that I can go grab some more clay. starting to run out of compound here, which is fine. Which is fine. I might actually want to make a resource canister for when I go out on the tractor. So I'm maybe going to need to make a few plastic here. Okay, 2 plastic being made. Let's unlock this medium resource canister. I'll be able to show you what it does. Where is it? Right there. Okay, plastic. Boom. So the medium resource canister is really good for storage. What it does is it takes up 2 slots on a platform, so luckily we can put it on our tractor. And the medium resource canister can hold up to 32 nuggets of a single item. Of a single resource. Like, you can't put dynamite in it. I don't think, right? Like, if I put... It doesn't let me put dynamite in it. But, like, if I put graphite, it goes in there. And you can store up to 32 of them. Technically 33, because you can also put an extra one on the top slot. Just, like, leave it there. But... So the reason why I wanted this is because when I use my tractor to go out, I am going to want to pick up any ammonium that I see, basically, I want to pick up and have, because I'm going to start needing tons of it for various things. Oh, I actually made a bunch of plastic here. So, what do I need? I need plastic, glass, and iron. Plastic. Iron. Glass. I also need to make another... Oh, goodness. Lots of stuff to think about all of a sudden. Okay, atmospheric condenser, so now I can worry about this. I need to get more bytes, too. Oh, no. Crap. Goodness gracious. Let me go ahead and throw this on. Actually, you know what? I want an extra seed. Just because I think I might need them later anyway, so... Okay, atmospheric condenser, I'll need another platform B. I might need some more medium storages too. Which will take... let's see, how many do I want to make? Maybe 2. Okay. Which means I should probably make some more resin here. Since I'm going out and getting more ammonium, like manually, I'm just going to make some more resin here. Okay, I can use one of these over here, I think. Be a good idea. Maybe even... Atmospheric condenser doesn't really need storage platforms, so that's fine. Alright. I guess let's do this. So while I'm out, I'm also going to probably try and find more of those things to research. Atmospheric condenser. So these things are pretty neat. All they do is they take power and they generate gases. So basically, technically, every gas in the game is free because all it takes is power to generate them. and you know, power is free. So I need both nitrogen and hydrogen, so let's just start doing that passively. The downside of these things is that they draw 20 units of power per second in order to operate. So even with our generator set up here, this is not enough power to support a atmospheric condenser. One medium generator is 9 units of power, 2 of these is 18, and this takes 20. However, with our QTRTG, with our base, with both of these generators running, we are generating 20 units of power. And then whenever this furnace needs to be on, it'll suck up a little bit of the power from the generators. But while these generators are going without the furnace running, we have a total of 20 units with the QTRTG and the shelter. So just barely, but like since we need to put an atmospheric condenser on Glacio, we will need to set up not one, but 2 of these smelting furnace setups for the atmospheric condenser, which is crazy, but... So it looks like we're completing a bunch of missions here, I think. Yep, from thin air. We get a medium gas canister, which is, it's nice. I will be taking this with me to Glacio, though. Fuel for thought. Create hydrazine. Oh, we will get a hydrazine thruster for free. Oh, no. Oh, that kind of stinks. That means I made an extra thruster. See, this is what I mean. This is why you always do missions. I didn't know we were going to get one of those for free. Oh, no. So that means I made that extra thruster for no reason. This is worthless now. Dang it. I knew you only needed 2. I was... Dude. Oh well. Oh well, it happens. It just wants me to make 1 hydrazine, which we can do once we have an extra ammonium. Because we can use the hydrogen that we gathered from this thing to make it. So, now I think what I need to do is I need to go grab a little bit of aluminum, like laterite specifically, and then I need to go out and get more stuff for research here. I could also maybe try and do a couple of these baby missions. For bytes, gather lithium, can't do that. Ooh, this will give me a little bit. I guess maybe not. Activate a planet's core, can't do that right now. Probe scanner, can't do that. Oh, we'll get extra jump jets from that. Okay, if I... Well, I would need to make... Dang. Well, whatever. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a cut here. I'm going to go down and grab a little bit of laterite, maybe 2 or 3. And I'm going to go out. I need to get clay. I need to get ammonium. And I need to find more of these green things. Right now we are starting to need these, so... That is what I'm going to be doing off screen, I think. Yeah, I'm going to be filling this up with ammonium. I'm going to be trying to grab more research things. And yeah, so that's what the plan is. All right. I'm back from my little wandering trip. While I was out, I didn't actually find any laterite things. So I guess I just have some free aluminum. Which, I'll take it. I think I've basically tapped out this planet's, like prism, what are they called? Exocaches or whatever? because like I'm not seeing any anymore out there. So, but I did get a fair number. This should be enough to help me unlock the large shuttle. I got 6 of them, and I got another solar panel because I decided to bring back a solar panel. I'm super duper windmill heavy right now, so having some extra solar to balance it out is fine, I guess. So let's pop these on right away here. And altogether, this should be about 4,500 bytes, so I should be able to get there with that, hopefully. Oh, it might even be more than that. Even better. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. I managed to find a little bit of ammonium. Not too much, though. There was one spot that had a decent amount of ammonium in it, and then there was another spot I found, but it had like 2 nuggets worth in it, so it was kind of bad. But that's fine, because I need to make hydrazine now. How many do I need to make? I think I need to make just 1 for the quest, right? Yeah. Quest is done. Vertical thinking. Okay. There, my free hydrazine thruster. I don't even need to unlock it either. Cool. And there's our hydrazine. Fucking purple gold, baby. So, let's see. Oh, while I was out, I also saw another exo crate that was fairly close to the base that I was kind of bringing back right there. Which means I have 2 of them, because the other one is kind of underground over here. Why do I keep doing that? I really wish that if you pressed escape in this game, it would close whatever menu that you're in. I'm so used to like every game having that, except for this one. For whatever reason, this one doesn't have that. It's right here, okay. Let's dig this up and carry it over too. So the thing about dynamite is that it has a blast radius to it. There are some items that even if they're in the blast radius, they won't be destroyed. You have to put the dynamite like on that item in particular, which is a little annoying that is how it works, but but these crates, as long as they're close to each other when you set off the dynamite, they will both blow up. And the reason why I have these crates is because for the large shuttle, you need exo chips, and the only way... There are a few other like niche, like one-off ways as well, but the only way to get exo chips is by blowing up these crates. And yeah, you can use your compass to find them usually. They should be fairly common, like you shouldn't have to go too far to find them. I find that a lot of the times the exocrates are either in the forest somewhere or just a little bit underground. In cave systems, they show up every now and then, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I do recommend that you get a couple of them before you go and blow them up and put them by each other, just because then your dynamite can blow up more crates at once, and you won't need as much dynamite. I mean, if you ever need dynamite, you could just go out exploring again, like I did, and you can get a bunch of them. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw this buggy in there too. The buggy, as I've stated before, it's just like a worse tractor in every way. So I'm going to throw this in that hole too and blow it up as well. That way I can get... I could turn it into debris, which I could turn into scrap later. Because you can't throw the buggy itself into a shredder. It has to be debris that goes in a shredder. And actually, I kind of want to try something. I don't think I've ever blown up a buggy while it's in the box here. So I kind of want to try just to see, because typically this is an example where if you unpack this buggy and put it beside the crates, if this dynamite isn't on the buggy itself, it won't get turned into debris. But I wonder if it's in the box, if I could still blow it up. Yay, and here we go, our exochips. It looks like it did blow up into debris, which is good. Looks like we got 5 chips out of that. And some debris which we could pick up and carry with us. Yeah, and then you can just throw it in the shredder. So we got 5 exochips out of that, which is not bad. We will be able to get more from missions, and 5 is perfectly serviceable right now as is. So, yeah, the cracking caches reward also gives you some extra exochips as well, which is nice. Because we need 2 of them for the shuttle, so we might as well. I actually might not accept that right away because I don't have space anymore, and I don't need those exochips at this moment. And there are a couple missions where you need to bring exochips to other planets, but you can accept mission rewards on other planets. So it'll be nice to just like, oh, I need exochips now, I could dump them in and... Well, we're getting close. Yeah, we'll definitely have enough bytes for the shuttle, thank God for that. So what do we need? We need exochips, titanium alloy, and ceramic. So, oops, that's the wrong machine. Nitrogen, titanium, and graphene. So graphene requires hydrazine and graphite, which is another reason why hydrazine is so, like, needed all the time. And then we also need a titanium. That'll get us our titanium alloy. We also need ceramic, which I have smelted already. Good. I need the nitrogen I grabbed. And now we just need to wait for our bytes, which should be fairly soon here. And we'll be able to make our large shuttle. We'll be able to attach our new hydrazine thruster to it. I guess we might as well use the solid fuel thruster, even, like... That's a little annoying that it happened like that, but whatever, we can... It's fine. And then I guess, what is it that I really need? I thought I needed steel, but at the moment I don't, because we have a free thruster, so... Maybe what I need now is to go to... I keep talking about these plants here, like which one the best one is. If we go to this planet here, Atrox, this is the most dangerous planet. It has the it has the most dangerous plant in it, which you can, if you grab some and bring them here, it's the best plant that produces organic. And Atrox is also important because it's the only planet that has both methane and helium. It also has sulfur, so literally between Atrox, Glacio, and Silva, you get all the gases you need, and Atrox is required for these 2 gases. Atrox doesn't have special resources, like it doesn't have iron or zinc or like malachite, but it does have these gases. So we're going to need to set up, if we look at the planet, it says the power, like it has low sun and low wind for power, so setting up like solar panels and wind turbines is not really a good idea on Atrox. You can do it, it's not like the lowest it can get, like on Glacio the sun is very low, so you can still do it as like a little as like maybe a backup power source. But the whole point of setting up something like this is that, you know, you don't need sun or wind. So we're going to be taking this setup and moving it to Aatrox so that we can have atmospheric condenser running all the time. So we'll need to have 2 of these set up on Aatrox. That way we can get our methane and our helium, which we need. And then also, while we're on Aatrox, we can get that best plant for creating organic as well. So I think that's going to be our next destination. So we now have enough to get to the large shuttle. Alright, it's titanium alloy, which we have. It is ceramic, and it is 2 exochips made in the large printer. So now we're going to need 4 medium generators, 2 arms, 2 tappers, 2 smelters, 2 platform Bs, and 2 platform As, because we have to double this setup, because as I've pointed out, the atmospheric condenser takes 20 units of power per second, and this setup can only produce 18 units of power per second. So, I mean, I guess technically I could set up maybe wind turbines and stuff, but I don't have batteries at the moment, and I could go grab them now that I have access to hydrazine thruster, but I might as well just set up 2 of these. That way, if I want to make a base as well, I'll have extra power to put up other machines, not just, you know, the atmospheric condenser. So let's get started on the resources. I'm going to need 2 aluminum for the tappers, so let's do that first. We start on one side and work our way down, and then we'll have all the resources we need. And you'll see how many slots you get on the large shuttle to carry items with, and why the large shuttle is so nice to have. So we have our 2 tappers. We're going to need 2 arms, which is made from here. 2 aluminum and 2 graphite. Oh, I need to go out and get more graphite. Yay! So I will have to go out and get more graphite before I keep going. But what I want to do first is I want to make more hydrazine and just reuse this when I go out and get more graphite. Yeah, so I'm gonna use up all of my ammonium that I have here. That way I have this empty canister. I will be able to take on my tractor, and then I'll just fill this entire canister full of graphite, and then I will hopefully never need to get graphite again. Let's see, all our thing's done here. Yoink! Put it on the platform, open it up, and bam. Look at this big fuck. So yeah, we have 8 slots. It's 2 4-connected slots, which is plenty of room for what we need. And then also we can attach our oxygenator. Then grab our... We might as well use the solid fuel thruster. Might as well. And unpack. So we can also extend the amount of storage that's on here. Like we can put like these medium storages on it. There's also the... I pointed it out briefly earlier, but there is also the... Where is it here? Large storage silo B. And these silos you can put on one of these... Like, it takes a 4 slot that's connected together to put the large storage silo B on, but it provides you with, like what is it? I think it says it provides you with 12 of 2 slots that are connected together, and these medium storages only take 2 slots. So you could put these medium storages on that large storage silo, and you can have this huge storage array on the back of this on this large shuttle, which is incredible. So, what happened here? I guess I ran out of hydrogen. Yeah, let's go make some more then. So now I need to go out and get some more graphite, so I guess I'll be back when I do that. Okay, I've returned from getting some graphite. I also managed to find another teeny tiny ammonium spot. Which is so... Ugh, man. Silva is really not a good planet for getting ammonium. It's why I rely on like the soil centrifuge. And if you had set up the trading platform and you started using your shredder a whole bunch, you'd be able to trade for ammonium too. But it's, you know, I'll just use what I'm getting from the ground for now. So we now have this, which I will put here for now. These medium resource canisters, they tend to be really bad at falling through the ground. So whenever you have them, make sure that they're docked onto something. They take up a lot of space, especially if you have like 10 of them, but it's a good idea to make sure that these are attached to something, because like I said, they fall through the ground a lot. Oh, and one other thing that I forgot to mention about these things is okay, so let's say you're out gathering resources, right, and you have some on your backpack. Instead of opening your backpack, clicking on this, dragging it over, and clicking on this thing, what you can do is, with your backpack closed, hover over the graphite spot, or whatever resource is there, and just shift-click. And then if you have it in your backpack or whatever, it'll just go to that spot without needing to open up your backpack, which saves you a couple of clicks, you know? Nice little tech thing there that I forgot to mention. So, yes, we were getting graphite for the arm. I've not made any yet, right? I've only, yeah, I haven't made... Get my second aluminum on there. Okay, so we have 2 tappers, we're gonna have 2 arms, we need 2 medium platform A's, which will come from that. And we might as well do 2 medium platform B's, or large platform B's. So 1, 2, 3. And then I guess we can use the soil centrifuge again, so we're gonna need more resin anyway. And then grab the resin we need for here. Throw these on the back of this too, for now. Oh, I only need 1 each. Okay, cool. Okay, 2 platform A's. I'm gonna have to probably carry some of this in my backpack, but that's fine. That one's done. I think I'm out. I think I finally researched them all, which is fine. I probably won't need to do that anymore. Yeah, I definitely have enough now. I said that last time, but I'm making sure. Where is it? Where's my shit? Oh yeah, you can make a hoverboard. Forgot about that. Is it made in here? It might be. paver. Sorry, I'm looking for something specific and making sure I have enough research bytes to unlock them. There it is. I do have enough. Perfect. I'll explain what the hell that is that you just saw in a second, or once I actually use them. Let's put those back on. Grab 2 more of those. Get out of my way. Freaking power extenders, or whatever the fuck those are called. Okay, so we can't have these on, and I'm gonna need, actually, platform B, smelter, smelter, so I'm gonna have to take these off, actually. Okay, so we have 2 A's, 2 arms, 2 tappers, 2 B's, 2 smelters, and I guess the last thing... Oh, I need 3 platform B's. Oh, no. Yeah, I just remembered you need one for the condenser as well. You know what? I can actually... Hold on. I might set up just 1 for now. So I'll need 2 B's... 2 B's, a smelter, and an atmosphere condenser. Because if I grab this QTRTG and I use the QTRTG that's on my backpack, I'll be able to power an atmosphere condenser without needing 2 setups. Plastic, glass, and iron. I have that. Glass, iron. I mean, I'm gonna need this setup replicated a few times anyway, so... Yeah, I'm only gonna have 1 when I go to Aatrox the first time, I think. Mainly because I can't fit everything on the back of this shuttle yet. But that's fine. So, what am I gonna need? I need 1 arm, 1 tapper, 1 platform A, 2 platforms, 1 for the smelter, 1 for the atmospheric condenser, a smelter, and then 2 medium generators. There it is, aluminum tungsten. Do I have enough aluminum? Just barely, I think. Oh no, we have a little extra. Okay, we got our atmosphere condenser, now we just need smelter. Resonant compound. I do not have a compound. Again. Didn't I grab 2 aluminum? What? I guess not. Okay. Huh. Anyways, let's grab a compound down here. Hopefully this is running out. That's the hope. Make a platform out in the middle of this so that it can reach. Come on. There we go. Okay, we have our 2 generators. And we just need our smelter, I think, right? Let's go ahead and throw this on the back of this. That should be it. Should be it. These power cells are, I'm saving, I guess, now for to be destroyed. Which I might be able to do that right now. That way I can get rid of them from the floor. They don't really give you much scrap, do they? That's okay. They don't need to. And once the smelter is done, we'll be able to go to Aatrox and set this stuff up. Actually, I'm trying to think. Do we do Aatrox first? Probably, yeah, so I can get the plant. Yeah. And then grab the other QT or TG as well. Okay, enter. I think we have everything. Launches 4, that's right, we're going to Aatrox and coming back. Okay. Oh, I should probably also throw this in the pit, so the next time I gotta blow stuff up, this gets blown up with it. Now that we have the large shuttle, there's no use for this small shuttle, ever. So we get to blow it up. Yay! Okay, let's go to Aatrox. Just so I can pick up this flower. Pick up the flower and set up the atmospheric condenser. So again, let's find a spot that's relatively notable. We have like a we have a triangle here. I could maybe... let's maybe select that one. The triangle points me to where my landing spot is. And good, we didn't go in the crater. So this is Aatrox. It is a very quote-unquote hostile planet. I forgot to bring tethers with me because I'm an idiot. That's okay. We're just going to set everything up like right here, I think. Well, no, because I need... Oh no, did I screw up? I need tethers! Crap. What's that over there? Is that a gravity globe? Oh, did I get really lucky? Hold on. If that's a gravity globe, then I got really lucky. Ooh, and we got a solar panel. Wow, that's kind of lucky. Okay, we did. It is... Jesus Christ, what am I looking at here? Oh, I know what this is. Yes. Okay. I'm just going to ignore most of this for now. Okay, I could actually probably even set up base here. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Since this is all here, that's actually really lucky. These platforms, they spawn pretty rarely on every planet that isn't Silva. And it's just like a weird platform that you could like set up base stuff on, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna drag, I guess... Oh, I guess, you know what? I'm like, oh, I need tethers. I totally forgot that you could just pick this spaceship up. I forgot. This is a little broken. I don't know if this should be allowed. At some point, maybe... The thing about the spaceships is that it's really nice that you can move them, but It's really broken that you're able to have infinite oxygen from them. I think maybe a rework to the oxygen mechanic needs to happen. Specifically, the oxygenators need to get reworked. Okay, so let's go retrieve this gravity globe. Actually, we can also retrieve the solar panel that's over here. I'm gonna use this gravity globe to go search for the flower that I need, the plant that I need. But for now, it's better that I just drop all this debris off. I'm not gonna fuck with it. Go grab the solar panel. Like I said, this planet isn't very good with solar and wind generation, but you know, it does have some, so it's better than nothing. Let's get the atmospheric condenser. I guess put it here, because if we power the platform, it doesn't really matter where this thing goes. This thing is a special item. I'm just gonna leave here for now. Actually, they're taking up space. Let's pick it up. They're for missions. We only need one of them, so I'll drop the other one off the cliff. They're for a special mission, but oh man, we might not even need these fucking large platform bees. I'm trying to think. Because if we like put this here and we set up our arm like here, it'd be nice to save these platforms, I'll tell you that. Yeah, and then I can just put the generators here. Or is that smart? Maybe I don't wanna do that. I can save one large platform B though, which is nice. I'm going to separate the smelter from this thing because I don't want this platform to get filled up with a bunch of carbon from this thing. Because if this smelter's on here and it's making carbon, it'll keep putting the carbon on these other slots, and I kind of want those to be open in case I need them at some other point. So turn that on, and then I need to set up this and this. And then I can put this on here for now, I guess. Yeah, and then I could put the flower here on this little bit of dirt. Alright, perfect. Now let's grab the gravity globe and go look for this flower. It shouldn't be too far away. We shouldn't have to look too far. Oh, we got another wreckage over here. So what do we have? Ooh, we have a medium battery here. Ooh, and a wind turbine. Okay. Oh, here's a new deadly plant. They're called volatile Attactus. These, if you get too close to them, they will shoot stuff at you. So let's go ahead and plant one and take one. How far away is that? Can I make it? Probably. Let's take this battery over. With the solar and the wind, it's not going to be very much, but I might even be able to leave this without the QTRTGs going. I'll have to make a ramp as well, so I don't have to walk all the way around. Yeah, let's put this here. Medium battery, keep that on me, I guess. We're going to be taking this back to Silva, so we might as well grab it. There, a little ramp for me. Even it out a bit up there. Let's go grab this wind turbine. We might as well. It's free power, you know? We kind of got a little bit lucky on our Aatrox start here. Considering I don't have tethers. Although, there's compound. I don't need tethers. I needed them, and now I don't need them. Because I have the gravity globe. So the Attactus, by the way, is not the flower that we need. I believe the Attactus might be able to provide the same amount of organic as the flower that I'm looking for, though. But I want the other one because the other one's cooler. And hopefully it won't be too much looking around. The gravity globe sucks on a planet like Aatrox because, you know, the hills and stuff. Here's another plant here. This is called a spine lily. And spine lilies are the same thing as the bounce vine, except instead of bouncing you, if you stand on them, you actually do take damage, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But I get stuck. Why can't I get in the globe? Get in! We have another big wreck over here. Where's, usually the flower I'm looking for is not this rare. Usually they're kind of all over the place. So this is kind of strange. So it looks like there's nothing here really useful to us, which is fine. Oh, there it is, finally. It's this thing, this big fuck, called Elegant Spew Flowers, and they provide the most amount of organic in the game from a flower. We'll take both seeds. And we might as well scan those. Some free bites. Never hurt anybody. The spine lilies, I'm pretty sure you as the player needs to stand on them. If you're in like a vehicle, they don't do anything, I don't think. Could you imagine if I like gravity globed into this pit here? This is what I'm saying by, like, oxygenator needs to be reworked, because there's not even an oxygenator attached to the gravity globe here, and I'm able to get infinite oxygen. Like, you can cheese this so easily, it's crazy. Let's move this over so that I can breathe while I set this up. So, yeah, just put this right here. Grab this, and then once that grows, I'll be able to put the tapper on it. And yeah, we'll have our setup. And then I guess the first thing I'm going to do is get a thing of methane. I only really need one, and then I'll get a thing of helium. You can only get helium on this planet, and it's only at the worst rate that you get it at. So these numbers that are on here, if it says 100, it means it'll fill up these canisters really quick. And the lowest it can go is 25. It means it'll fill up these canisters really, really slow. And you can only get helium on this planet, so getting helium is kind of a slow process. But once this is set up, I can turn this on and press this button. If I brought the gas canister with me, which I didn't because I'm stupid, if I just turn this on and let it keep producing more and more helium, I could fill up like gas canisters and stuff while I'm on another planet. That way, like, you know, while you're doing other stuff, this is just going. So if you need tons of helium, which you don't, because helium's only used for one thing, and that one thing is like, unless you're trying to mass produce that one thing, which at that point you're probably like, you've beaten the game. But yeah, anyways, my point is that you can set this up to just like constantly be going while you're on another planet doing something else with this setup. Alright, our spew flower is done, so let's put on the tapper. And now our shit should be set up. As soon as this... I'm going to wait until both the generators are turned on before I turn on this thing. Because as it is right now, it's just going to drain our battery really quickly. Our free battery. We got pretty lucky. But I will not complain. Even just to get this platform is really lucky, so... Our shuttle will always land way over there, but we can get a landing pad and move it over here so that our shuttle spawns closer to our free base setup here. But yeah, the biggest thing that we're going to be taking home from this planet is the spew flowers, because the spew flowers are for our organic. You can see that it fills up really quick. Remember when we put these tappers on the Hisbane, how slow it was going? This thing goes pretty quick in comparison. So, let's go ahead and turn this on. So right now the battery's going to drain. If the solar panel or the wind turbine turns on, the battery will not, hopefully. And this should be fine. The whole reason why you want to be producing more power than what this takes is because if the auto arm ever doesn't get enough power, or the smelter ever doesn't get enough power, the whole system kind of stops. So having something like at least some solar, a battery, and some wind means that it'll kickstart the system if you do run out of power. It'll slowly let the smelter smelt stuff to slowly get the system to reboot itself. Ideally, you would have two of these set up, like you'd have another one of these maybe over there or whatever. Because then you wouldn't need to worry about the power ever going out ever. Let's get some helium. We might as well get a sulfur as well while we're here. Might as well do that first, actually. We'll get a sulfur too. Sulfur is used purely for making dynamite, so you get tons of dynamite just by exploring around, but you can also make your own, which, I mean, we've unlocked dynamite, you've seen earlier, but dynamite requires explosive powder, and you make explosive powder from a chemistry lab using sulfur, carbon, I think it's sulfur and 2 carbon, I think. Don't quote me on that, though. So we will get, you know, a thing of sulfur here. That way we can make 5 explosive powder if we ever need dynamite, which we will need at some point for some of the missions. But yeah, this is Aatrox. It's a very dark planet. It has like a toxic vibe to it. And the terrain is not fun to build on at all. Usually what I do, if you didn't get lucky like I do and get a platform like this, you pick like one of these green patches, like here for example, you'd set up your spew flower here, pretend that this resin isn't here. You'd set up your spew flower, your arm, your furnace, your atmospheric condenser, and you just build in this green patch area. Because that's like the flattest area you'll have. Let's go ahead and put that in and make helium. We don't need very much helium, but I would like to hopefully get 1 full canister. That'll be the most amount of helium I'll need for a very long time. So yeah, the wind turbine's going. You can see that it's producing enough power to charge the battery even while this thing is going. But 5 units of helium is all we'll ever need for a long time, so... You can tell how many units of gas is in a canister because the lights, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can hold up to 5 units. And then every time you use the chemical lab and it takes one of these gases, it'll use up one of the units of the canister, so... Okay, now that our furnace is going at the same time, it's draining the battery even though the windmill's going. That's what the battery is good for, is whenever the furnace needs to activate, it can use the battery power. Yeah, so it's going to take a while to do this. You can see how slow it is. 25, it's called PPU, which I don't know what that translates to. It's just some made-up unit of measurement. But the point is that it takes forever to get helium. So ideally, before we leave, we'll like set this up to automatically produce a bunch of helium. But we don't need helium, so... Maybe we don't. But I'm going to wait for this to get full. I'm probably going to cut out my flight back to Silva. Once we get back to Silva, I'm going to plant the spew flowers, like upgrade our system that we have. And I'm also going to get prepared to go set this up at Glacio, because Glacio, we need argon really bad to start making steel. So I'm going to cut to, until I... Maybe I'll cut like all the way to when I start arriving at Glacio. I think will be a good cut.